Nobody talks about this, but it's time to hit you with the truth. Most people aren't failing because they're weak or lazy. They're failing because they've mastered the art of self-deception. And here's the worst part, they think they're trying. But it's that subtle self-lie that quietly kills your goals, wrecks your productivity, ruins your focus, and crushes any shot you had at making 2025 different. You start off full of energy, you write down all those big, beautiful goals. Then comes the endless scrolling, distractions pretending to be useful content, and the classy excuse that you're waiting for the right moment. But that moment, it's not coming. Because what you need right now isn't more motivation, it's a push. A real one. Direct, sharp, and unapologetic. And that's exactly what this video is. Give me 9 minutes, and I'll force you to make 2025 happen, for real this time. But listen, don't watch this with the same old mindset. If you're serious about breaking the cycle, stopping the procrastination, building powerful habits, and creating a winning routine that works even on your worst days, then buckle up and drop this in the comments. I will never fail again. This video isn't here to entertain you. It's here to change you. So hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications because the truth might start off soft, but the real impact? That's coming next. James is 35, works as a project manager, and every January looks the same for him. He downloads goal-setting apps, builds colorful spreadsheets, maps out productivity plans, personal growth targets, and his big 2025 goals. For a whole week, he looks like a superhero of discipline. Then February hits, and real life swallows him whole. Too many meetings, too many notifications, too many excuses. The truth? He wasn't committed, just excited. And motivation without immediate action? That's like decaf coffee. It looks the part, but it doesn't do anything. But this isn't just about James. He's a mirror for millions of people who get caught up in that New Year energy, thinking they'll beat procrastination just because they got pumped from some feel-good video on Instagram. But research from Harvard Business Review has already shown this. Goals fueled only by emotion and surface-level motivation fail because they ignore your environment, your triggers, and the real roadblocks that stop you from following through. Then comes the frustration, the self-criticism, and another year gone by without real change. Here's the raw, unfiltered truth. You don't need another motivational pep talk. You need to kill the version of you that still believes motivation solves anything. This idea that you just have to feel inspired to change everything. That's one of the biggest emotional traps in modern personal development. And the worst part? It's addictive. But what if, instead of chasing more motivation, you started building a winning routine that works even on your worst days? Picture a hamster wheel that you're running, sweating, giving it your all, but at the end of the day, you're still in the same place. That's exactly how it feels when you have big goals, but no execution system to carry you through on the days when you're tired or unmotivated. Most people are stuck in this silent grind, filled with to-do lists and ambitions, but with no real structure for immediate action. No daily discipline, no winning routine. And that's when it gets easy to slip back into procrastination and self-sabotage. The problem isn't dreaming big. The problem is not having a plan small enough to follow every day, even on your worst days. Stop saying, I want to be more productive. Start saying, I wake up at 6 a.m., leave my phone outside the bedroom, and spend 90 minutes focused on my number one priority using the Pomodoro technique. That's success mindset in action. It's about locking in your discipline, cutting the fluff, and building a system that works even when your willpower is gone. Small, powerful habits, done with consistency, will always beat random bursts of motivation. As James Clear, author of the bestseller Atomic Habits, puts it, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. That's where real, lasting change begins. When taking action becomes part of who you are, not just a temporary reaction to your latest hit of motivation. So now the question is, were you really willing to sacrifice to turn this into a daily routine? Because the next mistake, it's more common than you think, and most people don't even realize they're making it. There's a beautiful idea floating around that it's possible to perfectly balance everything in life, as if life were some fair, evenly weighted scale. But let's be real, balance has become the polished excuse a lot of people use to justify their own stagnation. It's the sophisticated argument of someone trying to avoid the discomfort required to live an extraordinary life. Because no one crushes their 2025 goals by being half-focused, with half-discipline, all while chasing a kind of peace that's often just fear in disguise. Olivia figured this out at 42. A single mom, an entrepreneur, and someone tired of starting projects she never finished. she made a decision. For 90 days, she said yes, only to what directly aligned with her number one priority. The result? She doubled her income and slashed her anxiety. Not magic, just focus, real action, and the end of excuses. Too much balance was the very thing holding Olivia back. The breakthrough came when she stopped trying to please everyone and finally put her true priorities first. That's why I say balance is beautiful for people who want average results. But if you want to live a radically different version of 2025, you need to understand this. To prioritize means to exclude. And yes, that hurts. But you know what hurts more? Living below your potential because you didn't want to make anyone uncomfortable. And what keeps most people stuck in that false comfort? A quiet, sneaky habit that seems harmless, but silently eats away at your progress from the inside out. You know what's really stopping you from getting everything you say you want? It's not lack of knowledge. It's the overdose of passive consumption. How many hours have you spent watching videos about personal development, 2025 goals, productivity, laser focus without applying any of it? Let's be honest, consumption has become an addiction. Video after video, book after book, podcast after podcast. It feels like growth, but in reality, it's just a more polished form of procrastination. There comes a point when you have to stop preparing to take action and just act. That's the real difference between people who talk about change and people who actually change. Want a challenge? For the next 7 days, no motivational videos, no new tips, no inspirational content, just raw, immediate action, just real-world execution. If you wrote something down this week, use it. If you came across a strategy that makes sense, implement it. Because personal development doesn't happen in your head. It happens in your daily life. The only thing that changes your reality is what you do, not what you watch. And every time you delay something you already know you need to do, you're reinforcing the identity of someone who puts things off. Keep doing that, and soon you'll find yourself watching the same type of content, with the same frustration, stuck in the same place again. And the worst part? You'll feel like you're trying. But there's one choice that can flip the script, and it has nothing to do with time. It has everything to do with decision. Some people still believe that, with time, everything will somehow fall into place. But time doesn't change anyone. It only reveals what you keep repeating. If you don't make a clear, conscious decision today to take control of your life, 2025 will just be the same problems in a new package that you'll spend another year watching videos on how to stop procrastinating, how to build better habits, how to create a winning routine, and still not apply any of it. Because the problem has never been lack of information. It's the lack of real action. You don't need more time. You need to decide that excuses are no longer part of who you are. Locking in your mindset doesn't mean getting trapped in some toxic productivity bubble. It means stopping the stalling and owning the fact that real, lasting change starts the moment you stop negotiating with your own laziness. And yes, that takes courage. Courage to say enough, to cut out what's slowing you down, to stand by tough decisions. To build and stick to a new execution system, even if no one around you is doing the same. Either you lock in your mindset now, or you repeat 2024 with a different outfit. And here's the worst part. Each failed attempt just reinforces the belief that you can't change. But that's to break out of that pattern. You need a shift right now. And it starts before you watch one more second of any other content. By now, you've realized this isn't about waiting for a new year to magically fix things. It's not about finding the perfect strategy either. It's about stopping the delay and finally acting on what you already know. Enough with consuming content as a way to avoid taking action. The change you're looking for takes more than desire. It takes structure. It takes a decision. And that starts with small but radical commitments made right now. No negotiation. If you want to unlock a success mindset and build an execution system that takes you where very few ever go, this is the path. Total focus. Daily discipline. Real action. And if this video hit you hard, if it felt like it was speaking right to you, then drop a comment below. What's one thing you're going to stop putting off today? Just one. Write it down, because that could be the first real step toward your breakthrough. Oh, and don't forget, the algorithm needs to know you want more of this. So hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This channel isn't here to waste your time. It's here to change your life.